I stumbled a bit and tried my best to keep up with the small group of ladies that were around me. I saw how some warriors behind us beat some she-wolves who were very tired to walk, and that gave me motivation to move no matter how much pain I was in. Two of the she-wolves were brutally raped and killed for trying to escape. After seeing that, we all were afraid of attempting such a thing. The alpha looked calm as he walked ahead. On his left side was a tall man who I could tell was a beta by his aura, and on his other side was a delta that had tried to have his way with me in the woods. I couldn't understand why they were all walking in their human form rather than tuning into their wolves. Either way, I was grateful that the alpha had not given such an order because I couldn't shift into my wolf. Yes, I could hear her clearly and feel her emotions through me, but I couldn't shift. It was one of the reasons I was abused and mistreated. A few times the men of our pack picked on me to see if I could become angry enough to shift, but the joke was on them because no matter what they did, I couldn't. It was very painful to see all the pack members who were my age shift into their beautiful wolves. A few of them were omegas, but because they could shift into their wolf form, they were rarely picked on. The alpha's daughter had an amazing wolf that was beautiful and full of pride like the owner. I wished day and night that my wolf would be similar to hers, but all I ended up doing was making my wolf sad. As much as I couldn't help it, I didn't want my wolf hurting. So I decided to stop and mind my own business, and that was what I did. The alpha suddenly stopped, and everyone instantly did. He faced his beta for a minute, then turned and looked at me. I quickly lowered my eyes to the ground. I wasn't stupid to repeat what I had done back at our pack. The moment he had slapped me was a wake-up call for me. The bastard wasn't what I wanted. He was the worst bastard there was, and I wasn't going to be seen by him. I was going to make sure to avoid him and keep my gaze lowered to the ground immediately I came across him. In just 5 minutes, we will be crossing our pack's border. You will be able to meet the rest of our warriors as well as our women. But before that, we would like to grant freedom to those that aren't willing to save our alpha. The beta said loudly. A few loud gasps and murmurs broke out. I, too, was in shock. How was that even possible? 2 women were brutally killed for trying to escape, yet here was the beta calmly asking us to choose whether to run away or stay. No matter how dumb or stupid one was, running away was clear suicide. Thank you, beta. I'll take my leave. The lady beside me who looked my age said in a low, cracked voice, surprising me. She was about to leave when I quickly grabbed her wrist without thinking. She looked at me with widened eyes as I slowly shook my head. She was stupid. How could she even thank them after witnessing how the warriors were? Do leave, the beta said in a friendly tone. The lady grabbed my hand and moved it from her wrist. I'll gladly save our new alpha, she muttered under her breath as I breathed out in relief. He means it. You can all go if you want, the delta said loudly. 2 girls immediately turned into their wolf form and ran back to where we had come from. We all turned to watch as they ran further and further until we couldn't see them. Perfect, the alpha's voice came from behind. When I quickly turned to look at him, he had a smirk on his face. Hunt was the only word that came from his lips. 2 warriors immediately shifted into their wolf form. Their fur was a pretty dark brown, and their build was larger than our pack warrior wolves. The wolves ran ahead and split up into the woods. One went left and the other went right. They were really hunting the 2 she-wolves like a predator would hunt its prey. I clenched my hands in fists as my heart picked up. Was it part of their custom to hunt down the women for fun? All the warriors had smiles across their faces, and some were whispering something to each other. Shortly after the 2 warriors vanished, we heard loud howls that came from the 2 she-wolves that had run away. The howls were that of pain and submission. I was scared, and I couldn't stand straight. I quickly held on to the lady next to me before my knees could give up. She faced me sadly and tried to smile with tears filled in her eyes. I'm scared. She mouthed the words slowly. I held her hand tightly and tried to smile back as tears blinded my eyes. The howls turned into female screams. Forgive us, we beg you. Their cries become clearer. The two warriors came from the left side of the woods naked, dragging the two women by their hair. The women were stumbling and trying to keep up behind them. It was a great hunt. One warrior who was pulling the woman's hair said with a chuckle, "Indeed." The other replied lazily. The two women were pushed to the ground roughly when they reached where we all were. The first she-wolf had a huge claw mark on her bleeding back, while the second one had a large bite mark on her thigh. "Alpha," the warriors called together with a slight bow. "What would you like to do to them?" the Alpha asked. The two warriors looked at the remaining warriors and grinned. "We all are penned up from walking a long distance. Taking turns on them would be a relief." One of the warriors answered as I grabbed the girl's hand even tighter, horrified over their words. "Then make it quick. We have a celebration to attend to," the Alpha answered coldly. When the warriors moved closer surrounding the two girls, I quickly turned and faced the other side with tears running down my cheeks. The Alpha's gaze was stuck on mine, and in his eyes, I saw no remorse, mercy, or any sort of emotions besides anger and pride. Please download Novels Ago and search the code in the upper left corner to continue reading.